Fairy Tale 329. Okay, let's just go ahead and get a few things out of the way first before we get to some of the stuff that blew my mind. Okay, now the whole thing about Sting and Rogue coming clean, that they're not exactly the cold-blooded dragon slayers that they put themselves on to be. Okay, Sting, his dragon mentor, asked to be killed. And then even better yet, okay, is that Rogue, evidently, he says that his dragon mentor was ill, so that means he basically did assisted suicide for his dragon mentor. So, wow, that does get, you know, as far as being the whole, that sounds very different than being cold-blooded murderers to the ones that trained him, doesn't it? That's kind of a different story. These guys, Hero just keeps pushing these guys. Look, I'm not saying it's good what their rep was, but these guys just get softer and softer. But anyway, moving past them, okay, and a couple other things I wasn't thrilled with, but overall I liked the chapter, but mainly I was kind of confused by it. But let me get to some stuff that isn't too confusing. Okay, so we get to the whole thing, Natsu, Dragon Slayers unite, right? He goes and nails a dragon, and then the rest of them hear him and all that. And you know what? That's awesome. I'm actually fine with that. Now, we already have some problems before we get to a couple other issues. But, okay, well, one is the whole thing about Acno, right? The big dragon. It's going to rule the world, okay? It's going to rule the world. That's what this possessed rogue is saying, right? Well, what's Acno waiting on? Why isn't Acno ruling the world now? This is starting to sound a lot like the gate is also a weapon to kill the dragons, isn't it? And it isn't. I think possessed rogue has already done some lying. Okay, so this whole thing about Acno being this evil dragon that's going to rule the world, like I say, what's he waiting for? Acno's been around for quite a while. He's already brutally tough. Okay, wherever he goes, if you happen to be around him, you're probably going to get killed. But other than that, hasn't taken over the world. So I'm having some problems with that. So I'm still not sure of how Acno really fits in with all this. Okay, not trusting possessed rogue. And speaking on that, there's a few other issues here. Okay, 7 dragon slayers. Okay, for 7 dragons. Okay, now present rogue already has some issues. Okay, with some kind of a dark entity, shadow, that seems to have a lot of control over him. Okay, seems to be able to possess him. Okay, and present merged, possessed, or future possessed rogue, it seems like this shadow entity is the one calling the shots, whatever it is, and the whole whatever that symbol thing is, Tower of Heaven-ish, Jalile, yeah, kind of thing, which is where Cobra's from. But anyway, we get to the other thing. Okay, and also Gaijal took in some of this shadow possession creature, what have you. Okay, so I don't trust Gaijal now. I don't trust Rogue, because we already see future merged possessed Rogue. And Sting, who the heck cares? So for me, and also I don't trust Cobra at all. That to me brings in a whole different element. So out of these 7 Dragon Slayers, I don't trust 4 of them right from the get-go. Okay? I have problems with that. And now let's get to Cobra. This is the thing that just completely blew my mind. He's another person, Jalile, Tower of Heaven. Yeah. And we've already seen the arcs. Okay? And wow. Okay, so this is like a series finale. Every single thing is connected to what's going on now. Everything. I wouldn't be surprised that the 4 non-human godlike mages or whatever I think everything's going to get sucked into this. I don't know. I mean, this is just, and like I say, I feel that at the end, Hero is trying to tell us something with bringing Cobra in. Not just because he's a Dragon Slayer, but because of the things that his group, his dark guild, was doing, okay, trying to achieve. There's something there that I think he's trying to tell us. I've gone back and looked at the arcs, and I'm not quite getting it. So that's the reason this is kind of, actually, I read this several hours ago, and I can't get whatever the missing piece is that Hiro is trying to throw in here. So anyway, so any comments, any perspective, as always, and the viewer comments are getting very good here. I really do appreciate everyone's participation on Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is starting to get there. It seems like slowly this is starting the same thing that's gotten on Naruto, and you see where that's at. That's awesome every single week. So I really do appreciate it, and that's what runs this channel, our viewer comments. So yeah, please participate, and that's how we have fun with this channel. Figure things out, definitely. Anybody can be an anime fan. You can always subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. You can do anything you want to. Until next time, take care.